Can you help me answer this question? It's very complicated if you don't understand the language. And this is a problem that a lot of young South African children face. You find that in South Africa, only 8% of households actually speak English in the home. We have 12 official languages, but many schools teach in English. So as you can imagine, it's difficult to learn a new language and learn in that language at the same time. We also know that children really learn best when they learn in their own mother tongue, but unfortunately, there aren't a lot of resources available in African languages. This leads to children not being adequately prepared for school, and you often find that actually nursery school teachers often lack formal training, which makes this issue much worse. So Ambani Africa is really tackling this problem head on by creating engaging educational resources in multiple African languages. We also have what we call corporate services. So this is where we might extend to developing things like translation apps for student nurses on the ground or gamifying university courses. I think by providing a wide array of South African, African, and international languages with really easy switching, we bridge the divide in these educational resources. In terms of our impact, we are certified by Education Alliance Finland. We're endorsed by UNESCO, and we previously won the App of the Year with over 60,000 users. In rural early childhood centers, we found that just 39% of low-performing learners actually became high performers within just 1 month's use of Ambani in the classroom. And we tried to measure our impact through improved learner performance and engagement metrics. In terms of our scale, we believe we've got a scalable model. We currently have corporate service contracts with universities and partnerships in the pipeline with major institutions such as the National Department of Education. We aim to expand our reach, and our goal is to have more major corporate contracts and to partner with more schools in order to impact over 500,000 learners. In terms of our finances, we sustain ourselves, one, through these B2B sales, through being able to white label some of our technology, through B2C subscriptions of our platforms, and we've built a strong foundation and are really focusing now very much on scale. So by addressing these critical gaps in educational resources and leveraging advanced technologies, we believe that Ambani Africa is making a lasting impact, and we hope you'll join us in this journey to create a brighter future for young African children. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Ola. You can go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Though I did not hear the part where you mentioned the problem very well because the network was not really that good. But I just want to ask, is it free, or is it a free application for the user or for the beneficiary or for the school itself?
So the application itself is free for the school itself. We work with corporates who tend to sponsor those. We work with the Department of Education, who also then sponsors that for the user. There is an option where some users are able to, those who can are able to pay for the application, but as far as possible, we try to work through partnerships so that the end user isn't necessarily the person paying for the application.
Thank you for that. Okay, Donald.
Yes, thank you for your presentation. My question is, how easy is it to add a new language into your application?
So it depends. The initial languages are always the hardest because they were creating a lot of the initial content. And what we try and do when we translate into a new language is simply version the content we've already created. But because we work with marginalized languages, you often find that there aren't a lot of resources for these particular languages. We have to find the translators. And so I think that usually makes it a bit complicated. So I think it just depends on the language itself. As far as content is concerned, we've developed enough to make it easier for us to version into new languages. It usually just depends on the experts that we're finding to help us with these translations.
Okay, thank you. And Abdallah?
Yeah, actually, I just have a small suggestion for you, maybe to generate more revenue. My recommendation for you is to create a scholarship program for corporations in order to teach the kids of the employees, in order to improve the diversity among the organization itself. Maybe that's something it can help, like to retain talent and to retain people and making sure that they're receiving like the benefits for their kids, because retention actually is one of the biggest issue in the workforce nowadays, and that's something probably you should look at in the future. Okay. Yeah, so everyone is going to be winning. Employees winning, Corporate is retaining people and you making money. So yeah.
Great suggestion. Thank you. And I think it creates even more value for the corporates we work with.